Well, all right. Well, all right. We're going to get into this. Just bear with me. Oh, hold on. I didn't even put a title. Hold on. Let me get a title to this. One second, family. Bear with me, family. One second, family. I'm coming. I got to put this title up. I forgot to do it. Okay. I got the title up. I hope you guys can see it. I titled it Chief X versus Brother Polight. Okay, Chief X versus Brother Polight. Let me get my other device going. This is about to be real hot. Okay, let me make sure everyone can hear me and things is proper, because I'm about to go in. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, I got a group of 13 in here, and I'm about to go in. So, I made this video because Brother Polight made a video yesterday, lying his ass off, miseducating the public on purpose, intentionally, to the point where I said he really don't give a fuck about black people. He's trying to lower everyone's IQ by miseducating them and being biased about veganism when Polight knows better. See, Polight is a brilliant man, but what Polight does is he misuses his gift of intelligence. Just like his previous teacher, Dr. York. Dr. York was an intelligent man with what's they call it? With great potential, brilliant, but he misused his gift. Okay? And that's what Polight is doing. He's misusing his gift, and I'm going to show you where he blatantly lies and miseducates people to the point where this is clear, and we need an apology from the man. Before anyone continues having him on their panel, he has to apologize for this intellectual treason he's committed against the conscious community. Let me say it again. Brother Polight has committed an intellectual crime of treason against the people, and he will be held accountable because he's been running from me for too long. He don't even want to mention my name because he's shaking in his boots. Believe that. Okay? So right here, Polight opens up this video. And in this video, he opens up speaking about me indirectly. Oh, trust and believe it's about me when he makes this statement. So let me go on into this lecture. Okay? Here we go.
But bear with me. This is a spontaneous statement. I only did it on the strength that There's a lot of sick people, like literally sick, doing streams about health. People who are medically diagnosed as sick. People that have no legitimized information when it comes to these subject matters. But still, they speak on it and tell you that people like myself that's been doing this study for years don't know what I'm talking about. But these guys are meat eaters, and still they should be trusted with information, right?
So basically what Polight said, he was referring to me, let's be clear. He said there's a bunch of sick people, so he's calling me and a few other people sick, out here doing live streams and giving them information on health, and they're not qualified, and that they're meat eaters. And that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. And he said he does. That's what he basically said in a nutshell. But he's referring to me, let's be clear. Okay, so we're gonna go on and break down this entire little speech he did. We're gonna break it down point by point, and I guarantee you, 100%, not 90, not 80, not 70, but 100% of his spill and what he's about to say is a bold-faced, intentional lie with the purpose to miseducate you. Let's go. We're gonna get to the first claim because he made this video. It's titled Plant versus Animal Iron and Protein. So he's saying plant protein versus animal protein, and plant iron versus animal iron. And we're going to break this down, and I'm going to show and prove without a shadow of a doubt, if you pay attention and listen, that Brother Polight is fraudulent, and no one ever, ever, ever should listen to anything he says on the topic of health, nutrition, and biology. Do not listen to a word he ever says on it because of this reason. Let's go.
Looking at plants.
So his claim here, just let me let you know what the claim is. His claim is plant proteins are complete proteins. Then he says meat proteins are incomplete proteins. That's backwards. But let's hear it from him.
Plant protein is more complete. The plant protein has the 9 essential amino acids that we need. Animal protein doesn't have the 9 essential amino acids that you need. It's incomplete. And not only is it incomplete, you're getting some of those amino acids in excess. And not only are you getting some of these amino acids in excess, what's happening is this.
Let's listen to him again so we can be clear. He said plant proteins are complete proteins. He said animal proteins are incomplete proteins. Let me break that down for people who don't understand. They have complete proteins and they have incomplete proteins. Meaning a complete protein has all of the amino acids that the body needs. An incomplete protein, although it is protein, doesn't have all the 21, I think it is, amino acids. So plant proteins do not have the 9 essential amino acids. He says it backwards. Let's just listen to it one more time.
Protein is more complete. The plant protein has the 9 essential amino acids that we need. Animal protein doesn't have the 9 essential amino acids that you need. It's incomplete. And not only is it incomplete, you're getting some of those amino acids in excess. And And not only are you getting some of these amino acids in excess, what's happening is this.
Okay, let's stop it there. Let me prove him wrong. Okay, protein. Let me blow this up so people can see it. Oh, we're going in. You're going to learn today. Okay, protein is important for growth and development, and is also one of the 3 macronutrients in food that provide calories or energy for the body. Now let's go. Essential amino acids are required for normal body functioning, but they cannot be made by the body and must be obtained from food. Of the 20 amino acids, 9 are essential. Non-essential amino acids can be made by the body from essential amino acids consumed in foods or in normal breakdown of body proteins. Of the 20 amino acids, 11 are considered non-essential. This just goes on where proteins are found, but let's just go to the point he made and break this down. Okay, complete proteins and incomplete protein. Polight said complete proteins is plant proteins. He's a liar. Only, let me say it again, only dairy and meat protein are complete. Let's read. Complete proteins contain all of the essential amino acids in adequate amounts. Animal foods such as dairy products, eggs, meats, poultry, and seafood and soy are what? Complete protein sources. So he lied intentionally. Let's talk about what incomplete proteins are. Incomplete proteins are missing or do not have enough of one of more of the essential amino acids, making the protein imbalanced. It's not balanced. Most plant foods are incomplete protein sources. Polight lied intentionally. He is too smart, and he has read this information over too many times to commit intellectual treason the way he did in that video. He needs to apologize to the people. Okay, now we see that complete proteins are meat and dairy sources, not plant. Incomplete proteins are plant-based proteins, and they do not contain all of the essential amino acids. So check this out. If I owe you $100, do you want me to give you the complete $100 or the incomplete $100? You just want me to give you $50. No. Everyone wants the complete $100 back, which contains all of their money. Incomplete money given you, I'm only giving you $50 of the 100 that I owe you. No, you prefer all. Polight is dead wrong and lied on purpose. Let's continue on. Bear with me. Let's hear some more lies.
Animal protein is high in sulfur-containing amino acids. So not only are you not getting the complete amount of amino acids,
I already debunked that. You are getting the complete amino acids when you do animal protein and dairy protein. You're not getting complete protein if you're eating plant protein. It's only partial protein, incomplete. I can't make this any clearer. I just can't. He goes on to say,
you're getting a compromised rendition. And not only are you getting some of these amino acids in excess, what's happening is this. Animal protein is high in sulfur-containing amino acids. So not only are you not getting the complete amount of amino acids, you're getting a compromised rendition of the same. So
he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He said meat protein contains a high amount of sulfur-containing amino acids. He said, listen again, animal protein is high in sulfur-containing amino acids. So that's not good for you, and it's harming you. So let's just go see. Sulfur-containing amino acids. Let's go and click on NCBI and see what they say. Sulfur-containing amino acids. Let me blow it up so you can see. Sulfur-containing amino acids. An overview. Abstract. Methionine, if I get these words botched up, excuse me. Methionine, cysteine, homocysteine, and taurine are four of the most common sulfur. Let me make it smaller because the reading is out of bounds. Okay, here we go. Are four common sulfur-containing amino acids, but only the first two are incorporated into proteins. Sulfur belongs to the same group in the periodic table as oxygen, but is much less electronegative. Okay? This difference accounts for some of the distinctive properties of sulfur-containing amino acids. Let me just go on to this one real quick. Bear with me, fam. We're going to break down each point. We're going to use NCBI again, reputable site. PubMed, sulfur-containing amino acids and human disease. Sulfur-containing amino acids is a great thing. He tried to demonize it because he know you don't know any better. He know when you hear sulfur and acid, you're going to freak out. Let's go. Abstract. Sulfur-containing amino acids contribute substantially to the maintenance and integrity of cellular systems by influencing cellular redox state and cellular capacity to detoxify toxic compounds, free radicals, and reactive oxygen species. It's a great thing that meat gives off sulfur-containing amino acids because it helps the body. You just heard it. Let's move on to the next point because I don't want to be here all day. These are egregious lies. 622, where's that? I got this all time stamped. Let's go.
Keep in mind.
Now, mind you, he's about to jump to iron because you have two types of irons. You have heme iron and you have non-heme iron. You have iron in meat and dairy. You have iron in plant-based products. The iron in meat, let's hear him live first. Let's go.
Insulin, when you think of hormones, when you think of diabetes, diabetes is a hormonal disorder. So
that's a lie too. Diabetes is not a hormonal disorder. It's related to a hormone producing, but it's not a hormonal disorder. But hold on, that's not the point I'm making, but let's just continue.
Hormones give instructions. So diabetes is a hormonal disorder. It gives your body instructions for how to deal with blood sugar called glucose. Next conversation, iron in plants versus iron in animals. Let's do it like this. Iron in animals called heme iron. They don't teach you that in school.
Yes, they do teach you that in school. You didn't go to school. You didn't go to no college and university.
Called heme iron. All right? Mostly found in the muscles. So you got heme iron, and then you got the iron that's in plants, dark green leafy vegetables, called iron fluorine.
Mind you, keep that in mind. He said the iron in plants is called iron fluorine. He said fluorine, but he means fluorine. Iron fluorine. We're going to get back to that. Remember that. He said the iron in plants is iron fluorine. That's false, but we're going to get back to that. Just remember that.
This is very important because one thing is your pineal gland is magnetized to fluoride. And so what happens is iron fluorine is normally covalently bonded. And so the fluoride brings the iron to the pineal gland. That iron hits the pineal gland and helps the pineal gland do its job.
That's all bullshit, by the way, but I don't want to touch on that point because I'll be here all day.
When you take heme iron from animals, you don't get that composite of iron and fluoride. You wind up just getting fluoride. All right? And too much fluoride creates too much deposits in the pineal gland that creates phosphate crystals, and therefore it causes your pineal gland to be calcified. Now it's be hard for you to sleep. You'll be doing a lot of snoring. Because when the pineal...
I'm going to debunk that too. But let's just go back to what he's talking about, heme iron. Iron. Let me blow this up so everyone can see. Because CFX ain't playing no games. I don't have time to sit here and lie to y'all. I'm trying to keep y'all enlightened. Okay? Heme iron versus non-heme iron in food. There are two kinds of naturally occurring iron in foods that are absorbed and handled by our body differently. Listen, people. Let me blow this up a little bit. I don't think y'all can see. Close this shit. Hold on. Okay. The two forms of dietary iron are heme iron and non-heme iron. Heme iron is found only in meat, poultry, seafood, and fish. So heme iron is the type of iron that comes from animal proteins in our diet. Non-heme iron, by contrast, is found in plant-based foods like grains, beans, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. But don't make the mistake of assuming it's only in plants. He said non-heme iron is plants. No, that's not true. Non-heme iron is plants, but meat and dairy have both heme iron and non-heme iron. So you can kind of say iron, a complete iron, is of iron from sources of meat, poultry, seafood, and fish. A non-complete iron or non-heme iron is not, it's a plant iron. But one is better than the other, and we're gonna go at that and see, watch. Okay, let's read again. Non-heme iron, by contrast, is found in plant-based foods like grains, beans, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. But don't make the mistake of assuming it's only in plants. Non-heme iron is found in animal products such as eggs, milk, dairy, and is also compromises more than half the iron contained in animal meat. Another way to think about heme versus non-heme is by categories of food. Animal meat is a combination of heme and non-heme. Dairy and eggs are non-heme. Plant foods are non-heme only. Follow me, family, just follow me. So plant foods are only non-heme. Animal animal foods are non-heme and heme. It's better sources of iron with animal meat and dairy. It's telling you right here, animal protein has both heme and non-heme iron. Now watch this. Listen. The way our body absorbs these two types of irons is very different. What does it say? Heme iron, the iron found in meat and dairy. Heme iron is more easily absorbed and is therefore a large source of dietary iron for people both with and without hemochromatosis. Now, non-heme iron is usually less readily absorbed than heme iron. So it's telling you plant iron is usually less readily absorbed than heme iron, especially in people without hemochromatosis. Non-heme iron or plant iron tends not to be a big source of dietary iron. Hello. This, of course, is going to be different in those with hemochromatosis, which I will explain more in a minute. Now, this says, why does any of this matter? Our bodies absorb the iron from animal-based protein, heme iron, better than the iron from plant-based protein, non-heme. I don't have to make this up, family. This is in any and every scientific source you can find on the goddamn planet. It's not hard. It's not hard. And let me see some. Somebody got a comment. This man is retarded. He don't know what he's talking about. Prove me wrong on one thing I said today and you get $100, Dawood. You get $100. Prove one thing I said wrong, and you got $100. Okay. This is one reason why vegetarian or vegans is more at risk to develop iron deficiency anemia than people who eat meat. The exclusively non-heme iron found in plants just isn't as available to our bodies as heme iron is. People who eat meat are getting both non-heme and heme iron, while vegetarians only get non-heme, even if they include dairies and eggs. This is why I had an ex-girlfriend who was a vegetarian, always had lack of iron problems. Dr. Sebi had a lack of iron problem. Lack of vitamin B12. You can only, iron and B12 is a little different, but they're similar. B12 only comes from meat and dairy. You cannot get B12 from plant sources. On my mama, that's a fact. The only plant that you can get B12 from is a plant called purple laver. Look it up. Or you have to get your B12 from some fortified foods or cereals. But B12 is only in meat and dairy. The best iron is in meat and dairy because you get non-heme and heme iron. Chief X don't lie about nothing. It's in your face. Polight blatantly lied about all this. He lied about proteins and he lied about iron. On purpose he did. Because he's pushing a vegan narrative in Sebi's health teaching narrative. So he has to lie to you to keep Sebi's diet talk up there. So he's biased, but not only is he biased in his attempt to tell the people something, He actually boldly and egregiously lies about it. Just like bold face in your face. And he think you won't even look this up. I mean, do I need to go over iron and protein again? Okay, let's continue on with some more foolishness he said.
Gland is calcified. The ability to produce melatonin that helps you rest, keeps your skin clear, keeps you intuitive, it goes on decline because your pineal gland is calcified. The ability to lucidly dream. You're going to sleep, having dreams, and not even remembering what you dream about. Just waking up every day. And this is normal to the average person because insanity and sickness has been normalized. These are facts. So what happens is iron fluorine from dark green leafy vegetables is the type of iron you want.
Bam! Did you hear him again? He said iron fluorine from fruits and vegetables is the type of iron you want. But guess what, family? There's no such thing as no fucking iron fluorine. Let's go. Because you niggas gonna say I'm bullshit. And he calls iron fluorine. No, I'm sorry. Let's go to iron fluorine. Let's be sure we get this straight. Bear with me, bear with me. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay. I'm gonna get back to iron fluorine because I gotta pull it up, but I want to touch on something else first. Hold on, family.
You don't want, pardon me. People always call me. Pardon me. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Now let me stop because this lady questioned him and will start asking him what he was talking about. He just goes on a rant and lies to her. But let's just go back up and talk about some of the things that he did lie about. He made a claim that he talked about osteoporosis, and he said women, when they have menstrual cycles, they lose calcium, right? Which is not true. And he said because of the loss of calcium, they'll start leaching calcium from their bones, is what he says. That's false. And because of the leaching from calcium of their bones, he said, they will have what you call bone conduction loss of hearing. He made up a condition. He said because of women eating meat, then they'll start leaching calcium from he jumped to calcium and got off protein and iron. He jumped to talking about because they eat meat and the sulfuric acid that they'll leach calcium from their bones, and then they'll develop what they call bone conduction loss of hearing. So I looked it up because I knew there was no such thing called bone conduction loss of hearing. But what he's saying here is, let me blow this up so you can see. What he tried to do, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? He was talking about conductive hearing loss. It's no such thing as bone conduction loss of hearing. Let's see what conductive hearing loss is. Conductive hearing loss, a less common type of hearing loss, is conductive hearing loss, which occurs when there is an obstruction or damage to the outer or middle ear that prevents sound from being conducted to the inner ear. Conductive hearing loss may be temporary or permanent depending on the cause. Let's get to the causes. The cause of conductive hearing loss can be differentiated by which part of the ear they affect, either the outer or the middle. The outer ear, stenosis or a narrowing of the ear canal. This is one cause. Wax impaction, if wax is impacted. Exostosis, bone-like protrusions that can develop inside the ear canal and cause potential cause blockages. That's what he tried to throw in there. Bone-like protrusions that can develop in the ear canal and cause the hearing loss. And it goes down to break down the middle ear. I'm gonna add all these links because you can see them, so you can see them. He blatantly lied about that. Osteoporosis he began to speak of. This is osteoporosis, peak bone mass in women. Factors affecting peak bone mass. Where is it at? And he was talking about calcium. Here go nutrition. Calcium is an essential nutrient for bone health. Calcium deficiencies in young people can account for a significant difference in peak bone mass and can increase the risk for hip fracture later in life. Surveys indicate that the teenage girls in the United States are less likely than teenage boys to get enough calcium. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Let me get to it. Okay, here we go. I got it. I got it. I'm just blowing up so you can see. Hormonal factors. The hormone estrogen has an effect on peak bone mass. For example, he said, let me see what his exact quote. Women lose calcium on their period, on their menstrual cycle. Let's see what this says. The hormonal estrogen has an effect on peak bone mass. For example, women who had their first menstrual cycle at an early age and those who use oral contraceptives, which contain estrogen, often have high bone mineral density, not low. Let's read it again. For example, women who had their first menstrual cycle at an early age, it's saying, have high bone mineral density. In contrast, young women whose menstrual periods stop because of extremely low body weight or excessive exercise, for example, may lose significant amounts of bone density, which may not be recovered even after their periods return. So he was wrong about that also. So let me just clear this up and close out. 1 second. Okay, so the two main points I made this for is because Polight committed intellectual treason and miseducated people on purpose, and he needs to apologize to that as soon as possible or make a correction video. He claims that plant protein is called complete protein, but that's not true. It's the opposite. Plant protein is incomplete protein. Meat protein is complete protein. He lied about that. Okay, he lied about iron. Heme iron, meat has heme iron and non-heme iron. Plant iron is only non-heme iron. So, all the way around the board, meat and dairy, you get complete protein and you get complete iron. With plant sources, you get incomplete protein and incomplete iron. It's actually the opposite of what he said. Polight is a habitual liar. No one should ever listen to anything he says about health, nutrition, and biology. If he lied about 100% of the things he said in this video, he will lie about anything. The thing is, it sounds good when he's razzling and dazzling you. So everyone thinks it's right. But I guarantee you, just like him, just like our fact check Dr. Umar Johnson, when he was talking about mental health and ADHD and things of that nature, 90% of his mental health information is garbage and wrong. I haven't done that video yet, but I got 5 pages of notes that I'm going to blow his ass out the water with too. Okay? These people sound good. And people who don't know the subject or who are not scientifically literate fall for it because they aren't scientifically illiterate. And they can't distinguish and weed through what he's saying because he plays a semantics game with you. So you like a semantic bitch to him. He's pimping you with semantics. And you thinking it's real because the vocabulary is kicking all hard. It's a bunch of dumb shit. Now, either Polight want to take up with a debate with me on this, plant and iron, or he want to run. He's going to run because he didn't even want to mention my name in the beginning of the video because he knows I've been going in on him and I debunked him last week big time. So he's erratic right now and scrambling. Him and Minister Inky, they are scrambling and erratic. Their whole platform and ID health is falling right up under them. Dr. Sebi's health information is wrong. I'm sorry, no disrespect to him, but what he taught was wrong. Okay? I'm out. Wait a minute. Let me see if some people got some questions. Let's just talk for a minute. What is Daoud Abdul Williams talking about? So I guess he works for Big Pharma too, and that agenda well. Y'all keep eating meat, bread, sugar. You can eat what the fuck you want. I'm just simply explaining 2 concepts, heme, iron, and protein. Focus on that. That is the topic of the video. The second animal is slaughtered, decayed. Okay. People off subject again. Yes, so as B12 supplements, incomplete. Craig Scuggs. Fun fact, CMOS is a Irish poverty famine food tradition because of the potato epidemic. You know, that's true. I was going to debunk. I did some research on CMOS the other day. I made a comment too on KT the Arts Degrees YouTube page. I said milk has an overall, milk has an overall better nutritional value than CMOS. And that's a fact. I'll debate anybody on that. But CMOS is nutritious, don't get me wrong. But it's more so for minerals. You know what I'm saying? Let me just kidding. Any more comments? I don't see any questions. I guess I can end this damn thing. And y'all review it if you came late and check it out. But Polight needs to apologize. Or take up a debate with me on this subject. Where's the damn in live video? Here we go. Peace out, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. I see some more questions. I see deflection. I don't even want to read that shit. People didn't know all this, so their feelings is hurt right now. And they're looking for an escape hatch. Okay, y'all, I'm out.